Throughout American history, lawyers have helped shape the direction of our country. Many of the social gains we've made over the last 150 years began in courtrooms, where brave, determined, and selfless men and women put everything on the line to help change America for the better. It has always involved personal sacrifice. It has always required an abandonment of indifference. From civil rights and gender equality to unions and health care, and from education to the environment, socially responsible attorneys have helped bring about some of the biggest changes in our country's history. These battles didn't result in multi-million-dollar paydays, nor did they happen overnight. They were the result of hard-working, self-sacrificing people who were willing to speak out for those whose voices were being ignored. These victories happened when honest, decent, public service-minded men and women showed more concern with doing what was right than doing what was easy. When society seemed to turn their back on these issues, it was trial lawyers who stood up and made a difference. These battles still rage on in America today. These battles are only lost when indifference overwhelms the heart, mind, and spirit of individuals who are best equipped to do some good in our world. It is indifference that leaves Americans drinking polluted water and breathing toxic air. It is indifference that brings about poverty, hunger, or lack of opportunity for children who grow up a victim in the most wealthy, powerful country in the world. Indifference is the culprit that leaves so many Americans without access to health care. And the American justice system is the last place on earth where indifference should linger. That's why Temple University's Beasley School of Law Center for Social Justice is so important. This is where tomorrow's activists, tomorrow's selfless public service lawyers will gain the tools necessary to make certain that indifference does not overwhelm decency in a 21st century America. Many Americans, including a disproportionate number of women and minorities, lack any meaningful access to justice. Because our court system has become the primary authority in matters ranging from child support to health care to environmental justice, lack of access means that millions of Americans risk profound loss without any recourse whatsoever. We need compassionate, motivated, and well-trained lawyers who are ready to fulfill the promises our country has made to all Americans. At the Center for Social Justice, the goal is to create lawyers who are ready to meet a need that is not being met as completely as it should be. It is Temple's vision that the Center for Social Justice will restore the ideal of lawyers as engaged community leaders whose work is marked by quality, skill, and passion. Under the guidance of supervising attorneys and with the support of our talented faculty, the Center will provide free legal representation to those whose civil or consumer rights have been nullified through a lack of access to justice. The Center will also engage in community outreach and education concerning issues of systemic and private discrimination, civil rights and liberties, threats to environmental protection, consumer fraud, and consumer protection. Through the Center's work, Temple Law students will hone their skills as trial lawyers and advocates who can someday take their place in an American legal heritage that includes lawyers like Clarence Darrow and Thurgood Marshall. Students will have the opportunity to experience situations that will allow them to develop their professional identity, learning when to push, when to concede, when to hold their ground, and when to be gracious. A tremendous opportunity lies before us today. We can help create a new generation of advocates, or we can sit idly by while the rights of our children and grandchildren are slowly eroded, and the social gains of the last 150 years are erased. Temple University isn't going to let that happen, and with your support, they can ensure that the next generation of trial lawyers won't allow that to happen either. Indifference has never had a home at Temple Law School. That is their identity.